For the fourth time in NFL history, the Super Bowl will be played in Arizona. The Valley has been home to some of the most legendary Super Bowl moments ever, including the helmet catch by Giants receiver David Tyree that kept New York's game-winning drive alive to shock the world and take down the previously undefeated New England Patriots. Then there was 2015, when Tom Brady and his Patriots were on the right side of history thanks to a last-minute interception by Malcolm Butler at the goal line. If we have learned anything about Super Bowls being hosted in Arizona, it is to expect the unexpected. Yet there is one constant among the big game in the Valley of the Sun, and that is its connection to Arizona State University. Each of the previous 3 Super Bowls played in Arizona have featured at least one former Sun Devil. In fact, 43 out of the 56 Super Bowls have featured at least one Sun Devil, with 32 of those teams taking home a Lombardi trophy. Considering the rich history Arizona State has in America's biggest game, let's count down the top 5 Super Bowl Sun Devils of all time. Starting things off at number 5 is one of ASU's most versatile players ever, J.R. Redmond. Redmond rose to stardom in Tempe, becoming both a Heisman Trophy and Doak Walker candidate due to his ability to be a factor in both the run, receiving, returning, and even passing game, most notably when he threw a halfback pass to ASU legendary QB Jake the Snake Plummer for a touchdown as part of an improbable comeback win over UCLA. At the end of his ASU career, Redmond had racked up 5,107 career all-purpose yards, the second most in school history. While he was a bright light in the Valley of the Sun, Redmond shined brightest on the biggest stage, playing an essential part of the New England Patriots' game-winning drive in Super Bowl XXXVI that helped Tom Brady eclipse his first of 7 Super Bowl rings. Coming in at number 4 is someone who is even more versatile than J.R. Redmond, that title belonging to Curly Culp. Culp was a standout at ASU in football and wrestling. On the mats, Culp won 3 WAC titles and became Sun Devil Wrestling's first individual NCAA champion when he captured the heavyweight title in 1967. But wrestling wasn't even Curly's specialty. He was best on the gridiron, where he earned All-American honors as a two-way lineman, standing out the most on the defensive side of the ball, where he helped the Sun Devils hold opponents to an average of only 79.8 yards per game. He carried his brute force mentality to the NFL, where he recorded 68.5 sacks and earned 6 Pro Bowl selections, along with 5 All-Pro honors, including Defensive Player of the Year in 1975. But his most righteous honor came when he helped lead the Kansas City Chiefs to their first Super Bowl in franchise history in Super Bowl IV, where they defeated the Minnesota Vikings, solidifying Curly's place in Canton forever. Filling the number 3 spot on the list is lockdown cornerback Mike Haynes. Haynes played at ASU during the early 70s, earning All-WAC 3 times and All-American 2 times as a result of his knack for the football, coming up with 17 takeaways during his time as a Sun Devil. As a top prospect in the 1976 draft, Haynes was selected number 5 overall by the New England Patriots, where he had an immediate impact, generating multiple accolades including 5 Pro Bowl selections, AFC Rookie of the Year, and NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. In 1983, Haynes was traded to the Raiders, who at the time were stationed in Los Angeles, and just like in New England, he had an immediate impact, serving as a pillar in the secondary that held the Washington football team, then the Redskins, to just 9 points in the Raiders' 38-9 dominating Super Bowl win in 1984. Haynes' legendary football career will not be forgotten, with his jersey being retired in Tempe and in Foxborough, in addition to his name being etched in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. At number 2, we have arguably the greatest NFL Sun Devil in history, Terrell Suggs. With an NFL career that spanned 17 years, Suggs was one of the most potent defensive players in the league, claiming Defensive Player of the Year in 2011 while being selected for 7 Pro Bowls over that span. In 2013, he helped anchor the Ravens' defense alongside legend Ray Lewis as Baltimore defeated the San Francisco 49ers in what many refer to as the Blackout Super Bowl, in reference to the 30-minute power outage in the middle of the game. Similar to Lewis, Suggs rode off into the sunset 7 years later when he capped off his career with a second Lombardi, this time with the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 54. Now, many of you may be wondering, if Suggs isn't number 1, then who is? Well, since this is a list of the best Super Bowl Sun Devils, it is only right that the player with the most championships be at the top. So without further ado, the number 1 Super Bowl Sun Devil of all time is Darren Woody Woodson. A linebacker turned safety, Woodson was a force to be reckoned with, as he was seemingly always a step ahead of his receivers lined up on the other side of the line of scrimmage, making plays in the right place at the right time. His strong intuition and high football IQ is what made Woodson a leader on one of the best defenses in football during the 1990s Dallas Cowboys dynasty, where he earned himself 3 rings. During those championship seasons, Woodson was one of the league's top leaders in tackles, earning him 3 consecutive first-team All-Pro selections. When Woodson decided to hang up the cleats in 2004, he finished as the Cowboys' all-time leader in tackles with 1,350. While he has been inducted into the Arizona State Hall of Fame and Arizona Sports Hall of Fame, Woody is still waiting on the call from Canton, despite his outstanding career resume. We'll see if any former Sun Devils make their mark on this year's Super Bowl in the heart of Arizona and can add to the list of championship greats that suited up for the maroon and gold. For Cronkite Sports, I'm Blake Niemann.